All gone traders, yeah, the traders here again, man. So, blood on the market yesterday, guys. Lots of red all over. Lots of stock pullback, including Mullen. When I look across my list yesterday, it was all red, guys. So, before I jump into Mullen, I want to talk about two of the stocks I had shown you yesterday. So, let me just take a quick peek here. So, this was one of the stocks I mentioned yesterday, falsely. So remember I said yesterday that the stock seemed that it has a good setup in terms of where I see it has pushed the moving average has pushed above the support in terms of the yellow line pushing above the blue, and in terms of how the stock is set up, it looks like it would be a good stock to start pushing. So look what it did yesterday, guys. It actually went up from $13 at this level, $13.30, all the way up to $17, guys. So this is what I was talking about in terms of just looking at the trend of a chart to see where it would go. If you take a look at Planeteer, didn't do much yesterday. It actually pulled back down, but it's still, based on how the chart is set up, still looks like it's kind of set to make some movement. So with the whole AI coming into play, and this is a player in terms of the software market, the movement is with regards to software, AI. That's where the talk is now, guys. So it has a little bit of room to run. So how I find these stocks is on my platform here, Thinkorswim. I would see the top 10 sizzling stocks, and usually I would just take a gander at it in the mornings to see what the setup is, what it's looking like. So even like a Roku looks like it has now crossing over the slow moving EMA is crossing over the fast moving is crossing over the slow moving EMA. So it looks like it's setting up to also move upward. DoorDash looks similar. DraftKings look like it's ready to cross over. I don't know what stock that is. So stock like these I would just ignore, but if I see a good setup, I would take a look at it. So even with regards to this stock here, it has already run up. It's coming back down to the support. So that is something that Shopify, that is something that I would take a look at to see how much it would come back down. Mara has not crossed over as yet. Riot seems like it's consolidating. Snapchat, it push up but not much strength. SI, nothing there. And Coinbase look like it's around about a crossover. So that's kind of what I look at, in the morning to see, okay, where could be a good setup for the next stock. All right, so let's get into Mullen, see what's going on there, guys. Okay, I'm on the wrong watch list. Alright, so we usually look at Mullen using a 4-hour chart. So, getting into Mullen here now. So Mullen has, as you can see, make the screen a little bit bigger, has dropped below our previous resistance, which was our new support. It has dropped below that level, guys. So we're looking for a bounce up, but I would say it's not anything I would worry too much about, because the entire stock market fell. They were looking to time the bounce by today, but as you can see, there was more selling pressure than buying pressure for the entire stock market. So as usual, I would preach to you guys to say, hey, make sure you have your stop losses in place. So if it drops below a certain level, it at least take out some of your shares and not everything, because we're going to ride this one all the way to the end, guys. So we want to buy on the dip. So if it goes through the levels, we want to buy on the dip, look for when it's going to turn, and we're going to buy there. So back then, this was in December, I did say when the market went up to the resistance, diagonal resistance, this yellow line, came back down, and we were set to run again. I did say to you guys, make sure when it goes back to retest the top, make sure you lock in some profits. I hope you guys did that. So this is the third time we're there now. So I hope you guys had locked in some profit, guys. So at least when the stock comes down, we have no problems. We're playing with the house money. So and again, remember to use your stop loss. So this, if the stock drops below like these red lines, these certain levels, make sure at least you sell more of the stock, or some persons would do all. But when it comes down, then we're looking to go back in. So what I'm going to introduce to you guys now is another indicator that you can use to see the actual timing on when to actually get back in, guys. So we have always been looking at the RSI, which is a very good predictor in terms of when it's overbought or when it's oversold. So if you look at where it comes down to the 30, and then it curls back up on the RSI, that is when we're looking to buy back in. This is when it's oversold. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce this new one to you now, guys. This is called the MACD. And this is basically, not going to get into the technical terms in terms of conversions or diversions, but this actually gives you a view as to when should I actually get back in. So if you see on the chart here, every time the stock goes moves up above this middle line here, and it has these little green indicators, that's the timing for when you should buy. So if you look at the chart here, look at this level here, this is a very good buy zone. Okay, and if it goes below this level here and it becomes red, this is a sell zone. So if you look at all of these time it actually turns green there, and if you compare to here, this is a buy zone. Okay, another buy zone here, and here again another buy zone. It came back down basically flat, another buy zone, and then we got a little bit of green here when the stock pushed back up, but it came back down. So right now we're in basically a waiting mode, guys. So a little bit of a sell off here. So what we want to see, the MACD come back up, like these red lines get shorter, come back up, and we turn into these green lines. And this line here is actually an indicator in terms of when it crosses over, and basically represents the same thing, but I usually follow the green and the red lines here. So let's take a look and see how much of a sell-off happened yesterday, guys, on Yahoo Finance. So the stock actually came down 15%. We're not worried about that. Overnight, the stock went up 3%. Sell-off was, we were a little bit below 600 million, so we're at 500 million. So I think there is still significant market cap that is there. In terms of average volume, it's 209, and the volume that actually came in was 220 million. So I think this is more on the net side, more selling than buyers. In terms of the comps, all red, guys, all red. Lucid, Neo, Rivian, all red. So this is not something that we should be worried about. But as they always say, you know, when there's fear in the market, that's the time when you actually look to buy, guys. All right, let's take a look at the options. Options that came in was pretty small, reasonable, 37,000. In terms of the open interest for today, 71,000, still high. So let's see. So chances are, this would be a good opportunity for persons who are buying calls, maybe not for expiry for today, but the stock has pulled back down. So if it's like a leap call, that's a good opportunity to get the stock at the call at a lower price. For next week, it's 41,000, and for the following week, 22,000. So overall, guys, I'm not worried about what will happen with Mullen. If you guys, follow the proper principles in terms of making sure you take your profits at the top, have your stop loss in place when the stock moves down below any significant level, then you should be okay. All right, so this is all I have for you for today. It's going to be a very interesting Friday, with the high interests on the calls that should be coming in, with RSI curling in the oversold territory, but the MACD is a little bit still in the red. So it will be a very interesting day, guys. So that's what I have for you for now. And as per usual, if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Take care.